All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Hetland here, the RodeoRoundup.com backstage, Mystic Lake, Prior Lake. My goodness, what an outstanding opportunity this is. You've seen these guys on a certain series, and you kind of blew the roof off the place. But, you know, Colton and Zach, the Swon Brothers, guys, thank you so much, man.
Oh, thanks for having us, man. This is awesome to be here. Going to put on a very good Swan cert tonight. I feel it.
You know, and that's like a hashtag Swansert I always see. And you guys are pretty good on social media. You guys are posting pictures of you guys on planes and trains and automobiles and everything, aren't you?
Well, we just like to get sympathy from people when we're all cramped up in a plane. And trust me, you got to do something to lighten the mood when you have to travel with him 24/7.
Sibling rivalry, right?
Always.
You know, and speaking of sibling rivalry, you guys have grown up musically inclined. I mean, you guys started singing together at a very young age. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, our parents had a Southern gospel group, and man, we were every week going somewhere on a tour bus that they had gutted out, and it was just a coach bus, but they made it into their tour bus. But that's how we got started, and then we kind of decided when they were done with that, we couldn't help but write country songs. We were like about 9 and 12, and we're like, we're going to become the next Brooks and Dunn. That was our dream. That was our goal. So ever since then, we've been back and forth to Nashville, and you wake up one day and things start working out.
Now, you say back and forth from Nashville, but you guys grew up in Oklahoma, Muskogee, Oklahoma. And that's kind of right down the road from another country music superstar that got her start on another show called American Idol, and that's Carrie Underwood. What a great inspiration. As she called up the Sony Music Records and pretty much begged them for you guys to hire.
You know what? She is such a doll, and we have known her a long time. I actually probably spent more time with her because I took a stab at college where I'll say I was enrolled. I don't know that I went to much class, but she was there, and you know she's good at everything. But we did a country music show there in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and that's when she auditioned for Idol, and then she disappeared for a while. We lost contact, but I can see how, man. It's a busy, crazy, fast-moving train, and while we were on the show, we reconnected, and she's been just awesome. And it's a small world that we grew up so close together, and ended up we're on the same record label as her now. So, but man, any piece of advice that we need, you know, if she can answer it, she's got an open line, and we share a producer, and it's just been a really cool relationship.
You know, it's fantastic, and we talk about American Idol, but let's shift gears a little bit. Season 4, The Voice, Blake Shelton's team. Yes. Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert, and Carrie Underwood have all been really huge people to get your name on a record label. But let's talk about Season 4 a little bit. You and your brother, you still, I believe, hold the record for The Voice for the duo going the furthest in the competition. That just had to be an absolute dream and honor to be coached by Blake Shelton on The Voice.
Oh, man, it was. And, you know, Blake was very honest from the very beginning. He said duos are kind of cursed on this show. They just don't do very well, and so you guys got your work cut out for you. So every week, though, you know, it just goes to show you how loyal country music fans are. And it was kind of that season was the season of country music, you know, us and Danielle Bradbury. And so, but, man, working with Blake, it's like working with a big brother. Like, it's just he's a goofball, and he made that show just fun. You know, it should have been a lot more stressful than it was, but if you're working with Blake, he kind of keeps you grounded and rooted in what it should be about.
You know, grounded and rooted, everybody knows Blake, and everybody sees the Twitter and the razzing going back and forth. Did he ever play practical jokes on you guys to get you to loosen up a little bit prior to a performance?
You know, I don't know if there was many practical jokes, but he is just so lighthearted. It's easy to be comfortable around him, and he's definitely, you know, what you see is what you get. So you can expect some jabs. You know, he's very witty. You know, but he's awesome, man. He was great, and he always made us feel like, you know, it's just another performance. And you know, not only that, but he made us think about what was coming after the show. And I think that's one reason why we're you know, getting a good start now is because he kind of prepared us for. He said, look, if you guys want to do this for a living, he's like, this show's going to end. You need to think about what's coming next. And he was really cool about that, and we still talk to him, you know, almost daily now. So
that's fantastic. And talk about what's coming next later on. a huge single for you guys. And just 3 short weeks ago, you guys had something that every country music artist that ever sings or produces songs or writes songs dreams about, and that's having your time on the Grand Ole Opry stage. Tell us a little bit about that.
Golly, yeah, that's something you can, we've talked about it as kids and growing up through, our teenage years, just saying, man, that'd be so awesome to get one chance on that stage. And you dream about it your whole life, and then when you get on there, it just surpasses every expectation that you have. And you can't explain it. There's just something about being on that stage. You can feel the history and just like the legendary, I don't know. It's almost a spiritual experience. It's amazing. And then the crowd. It was the first time it sold out in a while. So the crowd was there. Little Jimmy Dickens came out. He's been sick a lot, but he was there that night. We got to hang out with him, and man, talk about just a really cool night.
Yeah. And what's the first thought that went through your mind the first time you walked on that stage to perform?
Well, the thing is, we hadn't seen our parents in a while, and we got them to fly out to Nashville and hang out with us for a couple days, and so I knew it was going to be emotional. So I actually went out before they let people in and prepared myself, and just standing on that stage looking at empty chairs, it's crazy. It's almost like being in a movie, like you're living a dream. And during our performance, we actually brought out our parents on stage, and we said, look at what this looks like, because it's just, they spent so many years driving us back and forth to Nashville, and our vacations went from amusement parks and beaches to Nashville every summer. So my parents definitely stuck it out with us. So it was emotional, man. And to see your dad, who hardly ever cries, shed a tear, it was crazy.
And one last thing, 'cause I know you got meet and greets coming up and an outstanding concert. I can't wait to be a part of it. It'll be my first Swancert, and
yes.
Man, I am excited. But you guys had just an awesome opportunity during the Winter Olympics. You guys flew out to Sochi. As a dual country music group just starting out, to have that honor. Tell us a little bit about that and what all was entailed, while you were over there.
NBC has been great. They I guess they're Swon Brothers fans through and through. So they got us over there to play some private shows with them, and then we did our single later on from the Today Show. Met Matt Lauer, and I'll tell you, there's no place like home. I will say that. But it was a really cool experience. You never could have told me that I would be going to Sochi to play music, like ever. I could never imagine going to Russia, but we went, we did it, and I even got to see America win gold in the slope style snowboarding. So, man, just what a cool opportunity, and you get to do it with your brother. And even though he's really annoying most of the time, it just, it's fun. It's a fun job.
Yeah, and a huge time over there, Matt Lauer, everything else, like you said. But just, were you able to, other than the slope ski, were you able to take in any of the Olympics? And what was your favorite time over there?
Yeah, we actually got to go to the America versus Russia hockey game that ended in the 8 or 9 shot shootout. It was crazy, and that was worth it. I mean, you, not to sound cliche, but you really, when they won that game, you just felt the pride of being American. You
also were a little bit scared too. You're like, oh no, now we gotta leave this place with all these Russians around it.
We were definitely outnumbered. But man, it was just such a crazy experience. I've never been out of the country until this year, and I visited 4 countries in 1 month. It's nuts. So there's a lot to take in, and it's Russia. So it's Russia. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. I know you guys, a huge concert with Sarah Evans tonight. It's sold out show. People are excited. They've been pushing it on the country radio stations here in Minnesota. People are so excited. I saw one post actually on your Facebook that somebody's driving 9 hours to be at her first Swancert.
9 hours? Are you crazy to see this guy? No, they're actually probably just coming for Sarah. And I would too. I would drive 9 hours for Sarah. But no, you know what? The fans have been great. I don't know what we did to deserve just such good support, but you know what? I'll take it. They we love getting to know people, and that's the best part about our job. It's not playing music. It's literally just building relationships with people on the road, and because if you got friends and family everywhere you go, then you're always gonna have a career. So
that's true. And now, like I said, you guys are social media. tell us about everywhere and how people can stay on with the Swon Search and what's going on with the Swon Brothers.
Well, we have a website that has all the concerts or Swon Search listed, and it's just swonbrothers.com. And if you remember, it's SWON, and you Google that, you're pretty much going to find everything on us because there's not a lot of us out there. But it's swonbrothers.com, and then Facebook and Instagram and Twitter is at the Swon Brothers. So all that we try to stay on there as much as we can and stay in touch with people.
Now, one last question, because I know you guys are going to go, but it's a question that actually came from one of our fans.
Okay.
They want to know, you guys are big on social media, but there's so many people that have their producers and the people that do the social media for them. Are you the ones on the other end to actually do the social media?
Yeah, you'll definitely know it's us. Now that we got so much going on, the label management will help posting like dates of like some shows coming up, but they never post as us. Like, you'll know if it's genuine, or you'll know if they'll say, hey, the Swon Brothers are playing, because I would never refer to myself in the third person. So, but yeah, that's mainly us, and it's mainly goofy.
You can tell because Colton never spells anything right, so you'll know that's him if you see that.
So we should put some written lyrics on Craigslist then, and if they're misspelled, he wrote the song.
Absolutely.
Yes, I am from Oklahoma.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Hetland here, RodeoRoundup.com, backstage, Mystic Lake Casino, Prior Lake, with Colton and Zach, the Swon Brothers.